From the mud to the rise, yeah, we built it on the grind. Trench talk, real talk, leave the fake ones behind. We don't fold, we don't break, every move we define. It's the code from the trenches where the real ones align.
Yo, listen up, y'all. This ain't no fairy tale. This is some straight up savage street lore that'll have you on the edge of your seat. We're talking about Lul Tim, the dude who went from zero to legend in the blink of a trigger pull. Buckle up, cause this story's got more twist than a mob boss's pinky ring. Lul Tim was just another face in the crowd, chilling in Savannah, Georgia, grinding in the trenches. Bro was out here playing football, thinking he was gonna be the next big thing, but the streets had other plans. At 17, he caught his first charge, and just like that, the athlete dream was dead. But nah, Tim ain't the type to fold. He doubled down, went deeper into the game, and linked up with his day one, Quando Rondo. Now let me tell you about Quando. This dude's life was a straight up horror movie, taken from his parents at 2 years old after a hot iron burned his leg. Yeah, you heard that right. Raised by his great aunt, while his pops was locked up and his mom was lost in the sauce. Quando was in and out of juvie by 11, fighting cousins and catching cases like they were Pokemon. By high school, he crossed paths with Lul Tim, and the two became brothers in the struggle. But here's where it gets wild. While Quando was out here chasing rap dreams, Lul Tim was holding it down in the streets. Bro even graduated high school in 2016, shout out to the diploma, but don't get it twisted, he was still knee deep in the game. And then, bam, dude caught a bullet to the leg. Most people would have quit, but not Tim. Nah, he took that hit, healed up, and kept it pushing like a true soldier. 2019, Lul Tim's out here standing on the block minding his business when boom, some clown rolls through, starts letting off shots like it's the 4th of July. Tim's grandma's out there screaming, "He's on the back porch, he's on the back porch," like she's trying to save her grandson from a war zone. Cops show up, find Tim laid out on his back, leg leaking, towel soaked in blood, and a bunch of folks just standing around like, "Damn bro, you good?" Tim gets rushed to the hospital, tells the cops, "I don't know who shot me." Classic street code. But let's keep it real. Tim's lucky to be alive. Most dudes wouldn't survive that, but Tim, nah, he's built different. Fast forward to August 2020. Savannah PD's out here playing CSI, cracking down on some trafficking in the city. They hit a trap house, and guess what they find? Guns, over 15 pounds of weed, and $16K in cash. 5 people go down, including a former NBA player, Tim Quarterman. Yeah, you heard that right. Dude played for Seattle, Houston, even balled overseas, but apparently the NBA checks weren't hitting like the trap money. Quarterman gets hit with conspiracy charges, and guess who else is wrapped up in this mess? Lul Tim. Tim catches charges for conspiracy, receiving stolen property, and obstruction. But you know what? Either he beat the case or bonded out, cause Tim ain't the type to stay locked up for long. Then comes November 6th, 2020. The night that changed everything. Quando Rondo's chilling outside a hookah lounge in Atlanta, minding his business, when King Von and his crew roll up. Von sees Quando and immediately starts swinging. No words, no warning, just fists flying. A massive brawl breaks out, and then, guns blazing. Lul Tim's out there too, and he ain't backing down. Dude gets hit, but he's shooting back like his life depends on it, because it does. In the chaos, Tim ends up killing King Von, one of the most feared names in the rap game. The aftermath, pure chaos. Quando goes live while driving Tim to the hospital, panicking, telling him, "Just keep breathing, bro." You can hear the fear in his voice, thinking his homie's about to die. Tim's lucky to be alive. Von's homie tried to finish him off, but his gun jammed. If that gun hadn't malfunctioned, Tim would have been done. But nah, Tim's a survivor. He pulls through, only to get arrested for murder while still recovering in the hospital. Meanwhile, the rap world's going crazy. King Von was one of the hottest names out of Chicago, and Tim just took him out. The hate was real. Quando's catching shots from everywhere, and he fires back on the track, end of story, spitting, "If the shoe was on the other foot, they wouldn't say he wrong." Let's keep it 100. Von was a savage in his own right, with a rap sheet longer than a CVS receipt. If he was still alive, he'd probably be fighting cases right now. But when the news broke that he started swinging on Quando, it was clear this wasn't just about rap. This was street business. For a long time, the story was simple. King Von started the beef, and Lul Tim just stepped up to defend his homie. But hold up, plot twist. Some people think Quando and his crew set the whole thing up. Yeah, you heard me. A few hours before the hookah lounge incident, Quando posted a video on Instagram showing his crew flashing guns. And guess what? Lul Tim was in the clip, allegedly showing off the same pistol he used to take out King Von. Coincidence? Maybe. But the streets don't believe in coincidences. Rumors started flying that Quando leaked his location to Von, knowing Von would crash out and come swinging. And on the track, end of story, Quando basically confirmed it, spitting, "Million on my head, that's what they say. That's all you got, make it 8. Come run up on me, bite the bait, 30 clip on me, jump out, shake." Translation? We were ready. But wait, it gets juicier. After the shooting, Dirk, Von's day one, hopped on DJ Academics' stream and threw shade at Quando and Tim, saying, "When the real gangster get took out by like a nerd type." Oh, you thought Quando was gonna let that slide? Nah, he clapped back hard, saying, "The nerds got 7 of them last year." 7, let that sink in. Then, on the track Tear It Down, Quando doubled down. Okay, that y'all seen on camera was our 7th one. 1K with the Christmas. I'ma buy lil' bro his favorite gun. Savage. But Quando wasn't done. On end of story, he took direct shots at Dirk. "Blood on your brother on the ground. Go and pick your mans up. Damn right we screaming self-defense. He shouldn't have never put his hands on me. Look at the footage. That's all the evidence. See them? Shouldn't have ran up on me." Boom. Mic drop. And let's not forget, Dirk and Von weren't the only ones catching strays. 6ix9ine was out here throwing shots at both of them, and in 2021, he tried to get Lul Tim to do a feature for him. Yeah, the same dude who took out King Von. 6ix9ine really thought he could slide into Tim's DMs like, "Hey, let's make a hit." Delusional. First up, let's talk about Lul Tim and 6ix9ine. Yeah, you heard that right. A street dude like Tim linking up with a known snitch? That's like mixing fire and gasoline. Bad idea. But Tim ain't no fool. He said he never made a track with 6ix9ine, even though footage surfaced of them linking up in the studio. Tim's response? "Man, keep talking about the song. Show me the song. Play the song, please. I bet money ain't no song." And then, bam! Tim reveals he finessed 6ix9ine out of 60K. Yeah, you heard that right. Tim played the game, acted like he was gonna drop a verse, and walked away with the bag. On Fuches TV, Tim said, "I never did it. I acted like I was going to do it. Got the bag down, little 40-60 RS type. Savage move." But working with a snitch wasn't the only drama Tim had on his plate. After bonding out on the murder charge in March 2021, Tim was back in cuffs by September of the same year. This time, a high-speed chase with the cops. Tim got hit with traffic violations, but let's be real, dude was probably just trying to outrun the heat. Meanwhile, Quando Rondo was out here dodging bullets, literally. In May 2021, Quando and his homies were chilling in a parking lot in Georgia when someone started shooting at their crew. Luckily, only one dude got hit in the hand, but it was clear. Quando had a target on his back. He knew people were coming for him after the Von situation, and he wasn't playing around. In 2021, Quando told All Around TV, "However some come to me, that's how I'm about to go about that, straight up. Death threat? All you want to, bro. That's just some words. My do be a action." Translation? Talk is cheap. I'm about that action. Talk about Quando Rondo. Bro's been through hell and back, and it ain't letting up. Quando bonded out on his RICO case, but guess what? A month later, he's back in cuffs after wrecking his whip and overdosing on some doctor. Yeah, you heard that right. Prosecutors were begging the judge to revoke his bond, but the judge just said, "Nah, bro, just stop driving." Stop driving? That's like telling a shark to stop swimming. Quando's out here living life on the edge, and the streets are watching every move. Meanwhile, Lul Tim's been having his own legal battles. Back in October 2022, he got booked on some charges, but it's still unclear where that case is headed. Knowing Tim, he'll probably beat the case like he's been doing. Tim scored a massive legal win. His murder charge for killing King Von was dropped. Yeah, you heard that right, dropped. Even though Von swung first, Tim could have been facing life in prison, but now he's walking away scot-free. A few hours after the news broke, Tim dropped a track called Left the Stain, spitting, "WS just got a collect call from new Pluto yesterday. He say he on the way, we steady keeping plays. I told him about my good news, I'm about to beat this case. I really came from the bottom, I'm feeling like I'm Drake." Savage. But while Tim's out here celebrating his freedom, his day one Quando is facing serious time. These two have been tight since they were kids, and Tim's made it clear he's ready to ride or die for his homie. On Fuches TV, Tim said, "If I love somebody, I'll die for them. Anybody who's like family, that's how it is. If I love you, I'll die for you." And Quando, he said the same thing. During an interview, Quando was sitting next to Tim and some other homies, and he said, "I'll die for Tim, but not the dude on my other side." Why? Because Tim already almost died for him once. These two are brothers in the struggle, and no matter how much time goes by, that bond ain't breaking. But let's keep it real. Quando and Tim will probably have targets on their backs forever. The streets don't forget, and neither do the people who want revenge. They made it out of the Vaughn situation alive, but their lives have been crazy ever since. Shootouts, overdoses, RICO cases. This ain't no fairy tale. This is street life, and it's brutal. So, what's the takeaway? Lul Tim and Quando Rondo are living proof that the streets don't play favorites. One minute, you're on top of the world. The next, you're fighting for your life. But through it all, they've stayed loyal to each other, and that's what matters most. Stay tuned, cause this story ain't over. The streets are watching, and so are we.